Hi. I am so grateful to be here tonight and welcome to Tiffany Talks, where real conversations happen and you are absolutely a part of the conversation. So tonight's guest is Charles Frye. He is a bilingual military veteran. He talks two languages. President of CNI Solutions, a 501(c), and managing partner for Parity Health Information and Technology, LLC. With over 35 years of leadership experience, Charles excels in logistical operations, financial management, and new business development. He has a proven track record in aviation maintenance, contract administration, and maintenance operations. Charles is known for his expertise in developing multi-service procedures and managing multi-million-dollar budgets. Join us as we dive deeper into his fascinating journey and his contributions to not only the government, but his contributions to his community in Huntsville, Alabama. Welcome to the platform, Charles. Hi, Charles.
Hey, how's it going today, Tiffany?
It's going good. How are you feeling today?
Oh, I'm feeling wonderful. Always. Highly blessed and favored.
Yes. So I brought Charles to my platform because I really like a lot of stuff, and you'll get that on the second part of what he's doing in the community. But just introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from, because even though you are here planted in the Huntsville area, that's not where you're from. So tell us your story, Charles.
Well, actually, I'm really from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. That's where I started. I grew up and was raised there, and I joined the military after I got out of high school. And from the military, of course, the military takes you all around the world, different countries. I've been into Korea, I've been to Japan, I've been to Kuwait, Germany, Honduras, and El Salvador. So once I got out of the military, I started contracting, and my government contracting brought me to Huntsville, Alabama, is where I started to set up shop. And this is where I learned a lot of things I know about nonprofits and how to actually help the community better.
Wow. That's an awesome story. So, and you said you came to Huntsville, and what you say? What moved you to move to Huntsville? Because
So
you've been
basically,
everywhere.
right. So basically,
Give us the tea. Give us the story.
I've been government contracting now probably since 2002, and since I've been contracting, government contracts, they come and go depending on the bidding process, depending if it's become small business or still big business. And the company I work for is actually a big business government contract. And so we won a contract there at Redstone, there in Huntsville, and they asked me to go there to manage it and run it. So that's how I ended up relocating from Texas, where I was running one small business contract there, to go to Redstone to run the big business contract that they had there. We basically employed roughly around 90 employees at the time. They're dealing with different things from missile defense to prototyping to aircraft maintenance and just electronic depot level electronics repair.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm learning new things about you as you're talking. That's why I like to hear people's story. You know a little piece, but everybody doesn't, and you're not supposed to know everybody's whole story, but that's very interesting. And then, okay, you have CNI Solutions. Tell us a little bit about that.
So CNI Solutions is basically a nonprofit organization which was specifically designed in the beginning to figure out a way to help those who had lost their jobs during the pandemic, how to give them some financial stability. And one of the problems that we were seeing is when everyone was losing their jobs, people were starting their side hustles, which was nothing wrong with that. The problem was they were starting those side hustles the wrong way. And we saw a need to try to make it better. So therefore, we created CNI Solutions. Since that time, what we did was we started doing entrepreneurship programs for those who had these side hustles that they had created to make it a better way for them. And then, of course, having that entrepreneurial spirit and having that need to give back to the community, it started evolving into other things that we started doing within the community, such as dealing with our new beginnings, where we work with the previously incarcerated. We do help them find jobs. We'll do resume buildings with them. We'll give them a safe place there in our facility just to come talk and get things off their chest as they're getting reacclimated to society. And so when doing that, we realized there was also a problem there because a lot of them had a financial disability that they didn't have that financial literacy that they needed. So as we decided that we wanted to start giving them financial literacy training, I realized, this needs to start a little bit younger than what they are. And that's when I developed the LIFT program, which is Literacy Information for Teens. And we start doing financial literacy for the teenagers in the community there in our facility.
Wow, that's phenomenal. That's awesome. I'm gonna get back into that program because I want you to dive deeper after my commercial. But can you just elaborate on, like, I know I was just listening when you said you deal with those that's been incarcerated and like a transitioning point with business. Can you explain and elaborate a little bit more on those type of programs and what you've seen, like what you witnessed, like a great like story that you've seen, what has happened? Because that's an interesting program that I'm glad I know now that you have that program to direct people your way.
So basically, one of the great things about it is we partner with different companies here in the Huntsville area that actually support and hire the previously incarcerated. Because, once you have a felony charge or something on your rap sheet, a lot of companies don't want to hire you. So we actually deal with a lot of companies that is more than willing to hire the previously incarcerated. And by doing that, when they come into our facilities and they become part of our team, or they work with our industry partners, ANVO, and they're working with them, they have the opportunity to get a job when they didn't have that chance before. So along with that, we've also learned that the previously incarcerated make excellent entrepreneurs. And the reason why is because they have been through failure already. For most of us who are trying to become entrepreneurs, one of the things that we're scared to fail. We're scared to take that risk. We're scared of the unknown. And as a previously incarcerated person, you've already taken risks. You've already hit rock bottom. So you know what it's like down there. So you're more in tune not to go back to that area. So you become a go-getter as you're developing your business. You become more in tune with your business and want to know more to make it succeed. So they become excellent entrepreneurs when they return back to society. And our whole purpose is we want them to fit in. We don't want someone who was stealing cars to get out, can't find a job, and now they're living right beside me, and they just say, "Ooh, that's a nice truck Mr. Frye got there. Let me go ahead and steal it." Whereas opposed, I want to employ them and make them become a better part of society so they can say, "Hey, I too have a nice truck, and I don't want nobody stealing my truck, just like Mr. Frye don't want no one stealing his truck."
Wow. That's awesome. That's a great program, and it's obviously needed in our community more than ever. And I wish you the best in all those endeavors because that's definitely a program that we need. And like you said, I definitely agree on that. I found that a lot of incarcerated individuals make great entrepreneurs. It's like they just understand, and so I definitely agree with that. But we're going to get more into your literacy program for youth. We also going to get in what great events he's having, especially back to school and different things. But after we get a word from our partners, okay? So we'll be back on this second half, okay? We'll see you in just one moment. My name is Tiffany S. Carter. I'm the host of Tiffany Talks. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, but I'm sitting here in Kissimmee, Florida with Westgate Resort because guess what? I'm their partner. I am so grateful that I partner up with Westgate, where the gift that keeps on giving. You know where to get the free stuff. You know where to get the vacation. Share your time with Westgate, where we love to go on vacations. I don't work for cars, homes, or any of those things. I work for vacations. Come and join Tiffany Talks. But here at Westgate Resorts, We welcome you where all the fun is happening, and you're invited. Let's vacation together. Click the link below. So, a word from our partners: if you do want to win a free trip with Westgate, all you have to do is like, share, and subscribe. And then DM me and tell me, hey, I did exactly what you said, and you have a free trip sponsored by Westgate Resort. Also, if you need any cleaning, commercial cleaning, residential, you have the cleaning advantage. And guess what? It's storming right now. So if it's storming, trees fall. So that's what watching the tree service makes taking down trees easy. And also, if you just saw, there is a braid-a-thon that is going to happen, but he's going to tell you more. Thank you to all of our sponsors for sponsoring Tiffany Talks with Real Conversation. And to keep the conversation going, let me bring Mr. Charles Frye back to the platform.
All right.
So now, first, let's dive deeper into this youth literacy, because that sparked I have kids, and I'm like, they might not have the same money problems, but they have money problems, meaning management. So look, they might not have the same money problems like lack of money, but they have DoorDash money. They have all types of money, but they're not spending it correctly. So tell us what you're doing for the youth.
So with our teen literacy program, one of the things I do in the beginning of this course, when they first start out, I let them figure out who they are, what type of leadership style that they have, because depending on your leadership style, that depends on how you're going to manage your money going through life. Rather, if you're one of those ones who's a lover and you care about other people, so you're more in tune to want to give people more money when they ask for it. Like this, if you're recognized as a doer or a leader, then you're more in tune to be more, I should say, frugal with your money and knowing what you're doing with it. So after we identify their leadership style and we go through what type of style it is, they have a better understanding. And then what we do is we go dive into the actual basics of finances and understanding it. And we don't sugarcoat it. We don't try to treat it like it's kid friendly. We treat it as if they have to understand this, because when they turn 18, they're going to become that adult and they're going to be in college and they're going to be getting all these credit card offers and they're going to be thinking, oh, this is great, I can spend this money, and not understanding the difference between those who are predatory, who's going after you and trying to give you those high interest rate, so we give them all that information. So one of the things how we do is we invest everybody who comes into the class with about roughly between $200 and $250. And this is money that they can only spend inside of our program. And we'll have the CNI Solutions store set up for them. And in that store, it will have earbuds, it'll have speakers, it'll have books. We'll have clothing lines set up there, different clothing lines they can get, balls, sports equipment, all of that stuff. So in between the courses, so the courses are broken down into 5 sessions. And in those 5 sessions, we'll start off with SMART goals and savings. We'll talk about debt to income ratio. We'll talk about impulse buying, needs versus wants. We'll talk about credit and credit management. We'll talk about credit scores, what the different scores mean, and how do you get it? How do you raise yours? How do you lower it? We'll even go in there and we'll start talking about predatory lending. And so in between each session, we'll give them breaks. During that break, they can get up, walk around, get something to eat, or they can choose to go to the store and purchase items with the money that they have. And basically during that process, we observe what people are purchasing, what the children are purchasing, what are they going for, what are they trying to spend their money on. And when they get back to their seats and they buy certain things, we'll ask questions. Well, why did you buy that ball? Did you want it or did you need it? Do you play basketball? Well, yes, I do play basketball. And yesterday, mine got ran over by a truck and it got flat. Okay, I get it. That was a need because he plays sports and he can't practice it unless he had it. Or we'll ask one of the other kids, like, hey, why did you buy those Takis or those fruit roll-ups?
Mm-hmm.
Did you need it or did you want it? Oh, well, I just love Takis, so I had to get those. So we try to understand why they're buying it, and then if it's impulse buying or if it's just once, and then towards the end of the course, then we break it down to them. And then we'll write it on the board and we'll explain like, hey, how much money you have left? How much money you have left? And they'll explain why they spent what they spent. And then we ask them, so was that a need or was it a want? And then they'll understand the difference. And then we'll explain, by you spending that money, this is how this could have affected you, your debt to income ratio. Remember we talked to them again. We talked about, hey, you got your cell phone bill that you're paying. You got those books you got to pay for at school. You know how the school is lending out computers now. And if you broke your computer, guess what? You got to pay for that computer. So all that money that you was getting from your job that you had, or the money that your mom or dad might be giving you as chores for doing chores around the house, you have to be able to manage that money correctly. So going back to what you was talking about, they may not have the same bills that you and I have, but when they have that money, they spend it the wrong way. And so we're trying to make them understand everything is not needed right now like this. And you got to think about your long-term goals and your short-term goals, what you're trying to achieve. And so by the time they get finished and they walk out of there, they really have a better understanding. And those who have saved the most money at the end of that course, I shouldn't be saying this because whoever's going to watch this and they want to attend the class, they're going to know what to do. But we invest them with actual real money in the form of a gift card. We give that to them because they actually was learning from the beginning of the course to the end, that I really didn't need the stuff that they had on there. I could have bought it and I had all this money, but I didn't need any of that. And that was the lesson that we're trying to learn. And when that happens, a lot of the other kids get their mouths just drop. Like, oh, they got real money out of all this? Oh, yeah, they got real money because they've been paying attention and learning how to actually manage the money and utilize it for their goals.
That's awesome. That is phenomenal. So what do you have going on as far as we have, let's see.
So that year, the Fresh to School, that was an event that we do every year, going back to school for the kids. We as an organization decided we wanted to do something different. We wanted to be able to bring back to the community, and everybody's always doing backpacks for back to school or clothing. So, but no one ever talked about actually taking care of the hair, especially for our young African ladies who like to have braids put in their head. That can be costly to a parent. Haircuts nowadays are costly to parents. Last time I went to the barber, they charged me $25. So we thought that we want to give back by being able to provide these services for the kids going back to school so that it's a burden that the parents does not have to deal with. That's money that they can put towards clothes, shoes, or anything else that they may need for that child. And roughly what we try to do is we try to get anywhere between 250 to 350 kids, because it's always based on our volunteer braiders who come down and support us during those events. So that's our annual event that we do every year. It's free of charge. We'll feed all the kids. We feed all the volunteers that come out. We provide them with everything. The parents do not have to bring anything for the children. Whatever it is, the only thing they have to do is just make sure they shampoo their kids' hair prior to. And when they come down there, our beauticians and stylists, they're going to take care of everything else. They're going to bring the hair. They're going to bring the gel. They're going to bring all the little ornaments to go on your hair to make it look nice. We do all that for the kids. And sometimes we'll even have different vendors come out with us as well, and they will provide services as well. No matter if it's like a catering event, caterers, they'll come out and bring out some of their food that they make and pass it out for free of charge to everyone who's there. We got people who do soaps, who make different kinds of soaps. They come out and give out free samples. So all these vendors just come out to try to help out, to do whatever they can to give it back to school. And a lot of times we might even have certain groups who are raising money or who are raising funds to get backpacks for the kids. They'll come down so they can hand out backpacks to each one of those child who's getting their hair done free of charge. It's all for the community, and we're just here to support the community, to try to help out those parents the best way they can. Because I know, Tiffany, I don't know about you, but when I was going back to school, when it came time to get a haircut, mom and dad was like, "Ooh, I don't know what we're gonna do about you, Charles. You might be the last one," because I had all these older brothers and sisters. They wanted to make sure they got taken care of, and I was last on the total pole. And then when they started counting out that money, tell you what, going into the kitchen, and dad gonna get those scissors out and try to do what he could do. Like, I'm not doing that no more, right? So we wanted to be able to do something for the parents, to help the parents out during that back to school time.
Wow, that's phenomenal. And let me just put this flyer up there. They didn't see it, just in case you didn't see it. It went by too fast.
The lift, if you want the lift. The LIFT program is free to all the parents. Anybody wants to enroll their child in it, all they got to do is just go to our website, to the LIFT program, do the little application. We'll get the email. What we do is we try to wait till we get enough people signed up for it, and we'll announce when we're going to do the next class so that we have a big group in there, because it's always better when we have a bigger group, because the kids get to learn from each other. Because you'd be amazed of how much some of those kids actually know about finances, about credit, or they'll say something like, "Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, Mr. Fromm. My mama got that letter in the mail talking about, your credit score, or you're being delinquent," like that. So they do know more than what we give them credit for. But what we're trying to do is educate them the right way, so that when they graduate from school and they get out there, I don't want these children waiting to find out what they were supposed to do when they turn 35 and 40 about credit and they're ready to buy a home or a car. I want them to know when they're 18, 19, and when they get ready to graduate from college, they already have that excellent credit score. They already know exactly what they need to do. They already know who all the predatory lenders are out there. They already know what is a high interest rate and a low interest rate, so that they can better equip themselves and make better financial decisions. And this also will help them in their job search, because as many jobs, you have to negotiate your salary, and a lot of times kids don't understand that. They don't know how to do that. But going through this financial literacy class and helping them understand finances, it'll make them better equipped to be able to do that when they do go ahead and apply for those certain jobs.
Yeah, so that is phenomenal. I love all that. That's just I love the children. I ain't saying I don't love adults, but I love the youth. They know it. I love them, and I love everything that you're doing and you putting into the community, because you definitely add value to the Huntsville, Rocket City area. And I thank you so much. That was such great information. I learned some stuff new that I can reach out to you for, and I'm pretty sure viewers have learned. This is the man to go to. He said everything that he do, he can help you, even recreate, because even as an entrepreneur, things are changing every day. Yes. So you have to keep getting coaching from people. Everybody knows something else different, but us together know a lot, right? Exactly. So I thank you so much for sharing this platform and having this real conversation. And again, I put all your information down there. If you want to give anything lasting to close out or what you want to say, this is your time to do it.
Hey, one thing I want to let everybody know, especially when it comes to the entrepreneurship class or even the LIFT financial literacy class, you do not need to be in the Huntsville area to participate in that. We do Zoom classes for the entrepreneur classes and for the LIFT. Although I'm not the greatest fan of Zoom, because I like to have my students in the classroom so I can look them in their eyes and see what's going on. But yes, just because you may not be in the Huntsville area, you still can participate and sign up for those classes. In fact, Tiffany, we had a young lady who signed up, and she's actually lives in Texas. And we did a financial literacy class with her in the group there. And I think the kids really liked it, because they were like, wow, that person's way in Texas. And she gets to tell them about her experience and what she deals with there in Texas when it comes to finances and spending money and so forth. And they realize, how her parents are there is no different from how the parents are here in the Huntsville, Alabama area.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for having this conversation and for keep empowering the community and keep doing great things. And I'm looking forward to more events. seeing what else you have in store. Let's check back a year from now, and I'm pretty sure you're
Yes.
gonna have a lot of things. Thank you so much for coming,
All
Charles.
right. Thank you.
Well, I hope y'all learned a lot. Yeah, I try to bring the real, people that are doing great things in the community, but also not that they're doing it, but you can join, and that's the information for you. I thank you for watching. I hopefully that you subscribe and hopefully that you share and then like this video. And I thank you to all of our partners. This has been another Tiffany Talks where real conversations happening, and you are absolutely a part of the conversation. Thank you and have a great night. My name is Tiffany S. Carter. I'm the host of Tiffany Talks. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, but I'm sitting here in Kissimmee, Florida with Westgate Resort because guess what? I'm their partner. I am so grateful that I partner up with Westgate, where the gift that keeps on giving. You know where to get the free stuff. You know where to get the vacations. Share your time with Westgate, where we love to go on vacations. I don't work for cars, homes, or any of those things. I work for vacations. Come and join Tiffany Talks. But here at Westgate Resorts, we welcome you where all the fun is happening, and you're invited. Let's vacation together. Click the link below.